Well, my goodness gracious, what you hear today, what you hear today from me could possibly save your life. If I was you, I would lean in and I would get prepared to listen and learn, right? I would be prepared to listen and learn. So my name is Angela M. Odom. I'm the founder of Better You Project, the brand, and the host of the Better You Leadership Podcast. Today, we're talking about, just stop being so nice. That's what we're talking about today. Stop being so nice, right? It can actually save your life. Stop being so nice. And I'm not talking about, being intentionally rude or, boisterous or, just nasty. So that's just focus, right? So you don't have to be nice or polite to someone who is making you uncomfortable, someone who is in your personal space, someone who is um, something that, in your gut, down up in here, you can feel, you're like, whoa, something's not right with this person or these people, or this space, or this environment, these circumstances. My goodness gracious, I had better get out of here, or let me distance myself from this person of these people, right? I say, I tell you what, I am removing people. I'm removing people from my life, from my phone contact list, from my space. Like I don't talk to people I don't want to talk to, right? I don't explain things to people I don't want to explain things to. I'm just not being so accommodating, right? And I think it's healthy to do that. We have to have some boundaries. I remember years and years ago, if you know who Oprah Winfrey is, well, actually, if you know who Hannah Mae's baby girl is, then you know that Oprah's a big deal to me, right? So, long, long time ago, a few decades ago, when she had her weekly television show, she talked about never go to the second location. She was talking about, she interviewed a lady who, um, brought up the subject of not, if you're being accosted, if you're being intimidated, terrorized, that someone is trying to move you from one location to the next against your will, basically they're kidnapping you for what all the devious and nefarious acts might occur, right? Never go to the second location, like fight like heck, scream, do what you need to do to not go to the next location. I used to tell my son, adults don't ask kids for help. Like, when he was like under 10. Adults don't ask kids for help. If he's somewhere else, without me, or sometimes wandering away, adults don't say, hey, go help me find my puppy. Adults don't, trusted adults don't say that, right? I have these balloons that is candy or whatever. Let me, come and get some of this from me. Adults don't do that. Trusted adults don't do that. By the way, but when he was under 10, he didn't eat a lot of candy, right? The fellow's 17 and has never had a cavity. Don't even understand the concept of a toothache. Okay, I'm off. I'm way off. So today, what I want you to recognize is sometimes our reality is, we've been taught to be nice, to be sociable, to make other people comfortable, to center the other person, um, their feelings, to, sometimes step back and make yourself feel uncomfortable because you want to be seen, or you want to be labeled as a nice person. I am a nice lady, by the way. I will tell you, I've spent 2 weekends ago, I spent, 3, 4 days in Colorado, the top of a mountain with 600 Black women. Everybody was focused on being healthy. It was freaking amazing. I mean, I loved it. It was like, for me, life changing, right? I came back here, I got my mammogram done. I have changed my primary health care provider because I recognized that the one I had was not advocating for me, right? So I've changed it. I actually, a lady called today. and I have an appointment with my new primary care provider. And so all of that was a result of 2 weekends ago, my experience with what's called Girl Trek, GIRLTREK, Girl Trek. I recommend them highly, right? Anyway, so while we were there, hiking, dancing, oh my God, I'm dancing all over the place, right? While we were there, eating all kind of, the right foods and understanding meditation, how to breathe, all these things. Well, one night, my friend and I were walking back to our lodging area. And so we had been out all day. We'd had a good time. We were on a natural high, and it's dark. It was dark, and so we're walking back. We're on the sidewalk. Imagine this, right? We're on the sidewalk, and out of nowhere, right? Out of nowhere, surprisingly, a man comes. I can see him out of the side of my face, like over here. I can see him over here to the right, coming from nowhere. I can see him, right? And he said, he said something to the effect of, "So, tell me, what are you, what is your group doing?" That's what he said. He wasn't loud or obnoxious. I just felt something in the pit of my stomach. I felt something off. I was like, it's dark out here. Why is this fool? That's what I said. I actually cursed, I think. Why is he out here? What is that? Talking to me. So what did I do? What was my response? My response was, he says, like, can you tell me why you all are out here? What you all are doing? What's your group doing? Right? And I said, no. That's what I said, without any smiles or anything. I said, no. Mm-mm. And I stood there, and he and another that lady was walking. I allowed them to walk in front of me. And my friend was actually behind me, and she actually engaged with the folks, right? Kind of, because they were like, "Oh, I didn't mean anything," and she said to me, well, she said something to me, I've known her since I was 17 years old. She already knew what I was going to do, right? Like I was not going to talk to them, not feel bad about it. I don't care if they were uncomfortable. Why are you talking to me in the dark? Why are you asking me some silly questions? Because my gut was telling me that they were not for my good. And I want you to listen to me. Um, so the very next day, something similar happened, right? Some people that I didn't know was asking me about, hey, what are you doing? And I immediately engaged with them, right? Oh yeah, we're like all over the place. And we've been doing archery. I was doing like archery. Oh, was looking like a champ out there, right? But it was a different feeling for me. And I engaged with the second, that's a lady. I engaged with the second person, stranger I know. And then the first person I met, I was like, oh no, I do not want to talk to you. I don't talk to people I don't want to talk to. I don't answer questions I don't want to answer. I don't engage. And so I don't know um, if there was anything nefarious, but what I do know is it's none of my business. I don't have to talk to you. I know that. So I want you to get that. I want you to get that. In addition to that, just the last week, this past week, someone I've known for over 40 years, right? Over 40 years, like when I was a little kid in my hometown, texted me, sent me a text message, one of those confrontational ones, right? One of those confrontational text messages. Want to know why I haven't, why I haven't responded to a text message she sent a few days ago. Hey, how you doing? Whatever. And then proceeded to tell me that I should have responded within a few minutes. And so I said, you are definitely confused. Back to my own text, my response. You are making assumptions. And then she's telling me about the hurt, pain, and stuff that's going on in her life. And I said, I am also going through. And then I stopped. Because I don't owe her an explanation, right? So guess what I did later? Actually, just yesterday, I went through my contacts and I deleted her from my contacts. I blocked her number because I recognized that I don't have to talk to people I don't want to talk to. I don't have to engage with people I don't want to engage with. So we don't have to be nice and accommodating. Like this can save your emotional health. Like save your life. Like seriously, all that stress associated with tiptoeing around people. Stop it. Right? Stop it. We've been knowing these folks for decades. What if you believe that you can intimidate, manipulate, or do something to control Hattie Mae's baby girl? Shut up. Shut your big old mouth with that. So I'm talking to the ladies out here who are um, on their own personal development journey, on their own leadership journey. You don't have to accommodate people, especially that man on the top of a mountain in Colorado at night. I don't know you. You coming from somewhere? Don't talk to me with that. Whatever. Here's some kind of creepy. Yeah, I had a creepy feeling. And the next day, the lady, it was night. And I think there was a man with her. I didn't feel that. So you got to get in tune with your own body. Make sure you are aware of your surroundings and all these things. Um, and just don't talk to people you don't want to talk to. I'm just telling you right now, this could save your life, right? This could save your life. And so, and I know you're like, oh my God, you didn't talk. No, I did not. And quite frankly, I do it a lot. Like if I don't want to talk to, um, I don't want to. I'm not really good at small talk anyway, to be quite honest. Like I want to engage with people who want to engage with me, who are authentic, right? Who are about their business, who are decent human beings, who are not into tone policing me because I want to be loud, like laughing out loud, talking loud, having a good time. so so I want you to get this. Be yourself and be able to discern when someone is not for you, someone who is not into you, not you've got to be safe, right? So if someone's making you uncomfortable, you don't have to be nice or polite. Just know that. Don't try to be polite and hope that if you're nice enough, then this person won't hurt you, harm you, talk down to you. You just give yourself permission to, like I said, like no, nope, I don't want to talk to you. Nope. You give yourself permission to be safe, and whether that is emotionally safe, mentally, you're healthy, physically, definitely. So don't put yourself in danger, like in a situation, dangerous situation, out of courtesy, right? Don't do it. So don't brush off those uneasy feelings. Don't brush them aside. Inside, listen. Just listen to yourself. If in your mind something says, this don't feel right, then guess what? It's probably not right. And don't worry about hurting their feelings, right? So don't put yourself in a compromising position because you don't want to seem rude or offensive. I can get like an A+ in being offensive or rude, and I don't care. So sometimes strangers or people are predators. And so we're talking about personal development, knowing yourself, being aware. Um, and so you just like I'm not scared. I'm aware, which is different. Like I'm not like a rude, nasty person. I'm actually a nice lady. At the same time, if I need to be, if I want to be, then yes, I'm gonna listen to my inner voice every single time, right? So, really just develop a defensive mindset. Learn some awareness skills. If you need self-defense, then do that also. Whatever you need, but keep yourself safe. Keep yourself safe. So, like I'm saying, I believe this can save your life. I believe this can save your life. So just know some things that what might look like nice. Like I'm just gonna list some things that might look like nice. Like um, nice often includes like don't interrupt a person even if they're boring. Even if you know they're just going on and on, you won't interrupt them because you're nice, right? Um, you know, always compliant. You know, you always complimenting. You don't really tell the truth, right? You do text back in 15 minutes. You're so accommodating. You text back in 30 minutes. So what I do is I would say, are you available to me if I am reaching out to someone else? Are you available to talk? And they might say, well, not today because it might be late or whatever because they don't want to. You know, what about tomorrow, next week, whatever. Same thing with me. You know, reaching out to me and saying, hey, can you talk? And I'll tell you whether it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it next week. Let's do it 2 weeks, whatever it is. Um, so it's nice, looks like doing everything on everybody else's list. Like you're helping them build their empire, right? So within the Better You community, one of the things we focus on, like one of the mantras is to show up for yourself first and then serve others from the overflow. So you can't be working on everybody else's to-do list, and then you still have yourself to get done, right? You know, like I got a neighbor. One of my neighbors has a big dog, right? Big dog. And the dog was pooping in my yard. So I went over to my neighbor's house, like our backyards are to one another. I went over to my neighbor's yard. Ding dong, ding dong. Hey, your dog is pooping on the yard. Can you please stop that? And why don't you have a fence back there anyway? Right? Like all the way across. Um, and so they were like, no big deal. I was like, look, I don't want to hurt your dog. I don't want your dog pooping in my yard, right? But I'm going to contact the authorities if you can't stop this. I don't want your big dog pooping in my yard. So that's what I did. I did contact someone, and finally, you know, I don't know, they moved or something, but there was no more big, big dog poop. Give me a break. I have two chihuahuas. It's my yard. You know, put them in the backyard to do their business. Boom, we're good. But big old dog poop, stop it, right? Anyway, so um, another thing that might, you know, nice often includes, you know, you being so nice, so accommodating. Might look like you, if you're out to eat with someone and they get to decide all the time, they're just like, no, I'm a vegan and you know this is all I want to eat, so this is all you're gonna eat. No, I don't want to do that. You another example might be, don't say a word about your friend or your partner's excessive drinking, cursing, excessive whatever it is that you think is like annoying or you still want to deal with it, right? Um, you let your coworker pile more work on your desk. And then they take credit for it. You're being nice, right? You're being too accommodating. You just say yes. You just say yes to everything, right? You're so nice. So, so that's might it might sound harsh. So saying no or calling someone out is not nice, right? So I'm just tell you that sometimes it's okay not to be nice. And although that sounds harsh, don't worry about it. That whole thing of being the selfish, if you're taking care of yourself, then that's for the birds, right? So I propose that you be less nice for your own sanity, for your own health, for your mental well-being. It's just good not to be nice sometimes. I want you to say it out loud. I want you to hear me, right? Say it out loud. This is not the same as being rude or, um, you know, hurtful, harmful. This is really harmful. Harmful. I can say the word. This is not that same thing. The thing is, you're protecting yourself, protecting your life, you're protecting your sanity. And oh, by the way, I I don't want to I don't want to be resentful or angry. Um, I don't want to be um, upset or off-centered because I have allowed others to determine um, how they want to treat me. No, I'm going to determine how you treat me. Like period, right? So period. So there you go. That was my rant, right? A whole big old rant. So let me read these some of these comments. So Melinda says, leaning in and wow, like a big old face, like wow. And then what is this? Tuanita, Tuanita Jones. Okay, that's my problem. I don't want to seem rude, personal. My other issue is dealing with confrontation in general. My temper, emotions flare quickly. Mine too. like, like, uh, like I could go from 0 to 100 and like boom, just like that. So I understand, and I think that for me, I don't know about you. For me, um, I'm getting better, right? I am emotional intelligence. My emotional intelligence is actually improving greatly. It is. So you said so. I try not to engage because I'm ready to fight. Oh, I love that. My patience for people with a questionable character is very short, and so is mine. We are aligned. We are aligned in our thinking. I've just not a lot of tolerance for foolishness, right? So the bottom line is, again, this could save your life. Say if you're just walking on the street, you're walking on the sidewalk, and someone says, appears with a broken leg or arm, right? Um, and they say, "Hey, can you help me get into my car?" And you're like, good looking guy, nice personality. Sure, why not hurt him? why not? Why not help him? I apologize. Why not help him? Why not assist? And you don't think anything of it. Well, that's how. What's that good looking serial killer? That's how he would. Ted Bundy. That's how he would lure women. Of course, there was nothing wrong with him physically, and then he would put them in the car and he would torture, rape, kill them. So I'm not trying to scare you, but I want you to understand. I want you to listen to that, listen to your gut, and then be aware, especially if there's nobody around, right? Like I can't help you. Like you weigh more than me anyway. I'm not gonna be much of help anyway. So that's where we are. I wanted to just wanted to share that with you. Is um, you don't have to be nice and polite all the time. You could be just aware, and it's not selfish. It's not wrong. Now, if you're just nasty and mean spirited, and you are taunting people, then you know you're wrong. You know that, but you understand what I'm saying. Let's carve out specifically what I am saying to you right now. What I'm saying to you is um, it is okay. It is okay to be impolite when someone is making you feel uncomfortable. It is okay to be impolite when they are not making you uncomfortable, right? It is okay. You can always apologize later, but you're going to live to tell about it, right? You're going to live to tell about it. And so if you're at work in a building and let's just back all the way up. So I served in the Army for 27 years, right? Active and reserve. So when my son was small, I think he might have been, let me see, he must have been maybe 5 or 6 years old. Um, I would take him to his little soccer game. The little, it would be like rock and sock and robots running around the field, the soccer game, right? I get off work, take him to the soccer game, and then I take him home. I would take him home, get him showered up, get him all uh, ready for bed, put his pajamas on, and I would take him back to my job, right? And I would have a blanket there by my desk. Everybody else was gone. home, and I'd lay him down. He'd sleep through the night. He was fine, right? We'd eat dinner, all that kind of stuff. And then I'd work for another 4 or 5 hours because the job I was in, people all over the world, different time zones. Um, I wanted to connect with them during their time, the proper time of their when they were awake, right? Um, and the truth is, they were in a war zone and had reached out to me and says, "Hey, I need some help. I don't understand how to do A, B, or C, or I'm in this scenario, this situation. How would you handle it?" So I would say, well, you know what? Let's talk about it. And I would go in, and it would be for me 3, 4 in the morning, and for them, it might be 8 or 9 o'clock. Right? They would be all the way around the world. My son would be asleep. And so I would maybe do whatever work it was, and um, I would leave, get his little cute self up and um, take him back home or directly to his, pre-K thing, right? And then I go home, take a shower, and come back to work, go to PT before that and start the job. The bottom line was there was nobody around in the building. It might have been sometimes 1 or 2 people in the building. Then outside, it's ghost town, right? And although I didn't have any fear, which I think about it now, I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. People are doing all manner of things to other people, right? But I didn't have any fear, and quite frankly, I wasn't that aware. So thank goodness God covered me. That's what I believe. Anyway, so I take my son. So in those moments, I might see someone across the parking lot, right? Or as I'm going into my own home, I might see someone, walking up and down the street or whatever. Um, and so in those moments, it wasn't for me to have any conversations with people. It's just like keep it moving. Let's go. Get my son in, get him settled, and get myself straightened and go back to work. Um, and so sometimes in your own at your workspace, and yours might not be your scenario, situation, or circumstances might not be like mine. I doubt if they are. But anyways, just say you are working in the building inside of whatever venue it is, and it might be you and just a few other people there. So if you walk outside and it's dark, pitch black dark for whatever reason, you might call somebody to come meet you. You might you might say, hey Henry, Jane, Lou, whatever. Um, and that person you might not feel comfortable. And so it's okay for you to be impolite, is my point. You might find yourself in situations that, like, oh crap, oh crap, this is a fellow that's been looking at my butt for months, right? This is a fellow that when he's standing in front of me, he's looking at my breast as opposed to looking at me in the eyes. And you get that feeling like, oh crap, I am going to have to fight like hell, right? So just know it is okay to be impolite if you feel uncomfortable in the workspace, right? And when I was in the army, you go do PT, physical training, early in the morning, in the wee hours. It's dark already, so you're out there, um, and so it's okay to be rude. It's like, hey, don't walk up on me like that. I've said that a few times, right? Don't walk. What you doing? What you doing walking up on me like that, right? And not this mousy kind of kind of thing. The other day, yesterday, matter of fact, I was at the gas station. There's a gas station that the gas is $2.99 if you pay cash, and it's like $3 and I think 7 or 17, whatever, if you use a credit card, right, debit card. So I go inside. I got cash because I want to, pay the least amount. I had cash. So I go in, I come out, and I notice a young lady. She looked like she might have been like 25 or so, and she's getting her gas. She went in to pay cash also. She goes to her car. I go to my truck, right? And so I'm over there and I'm pumping gas, and I notice a gentleman, a guy, a male, um, who was who he was probably like 2 lanes over from me, right? And he walked over to her and she's pumping her gas. So I'm just watching, observing. I do that a lot, right? Watching nonverbal cues, do that a lot. And so he walked over and I noticed her body language um, was she was uncomfortable. She was doing that uncomfortable laugh. All women have done the uncomfortable laugh. Like what the hell, you know? So he, I noticed he put his phone out so she could put her number in, or whatever, exchange whatever contact information. And while she was doing it, like I'm popping my gas, and finally, I'm done, and I just sat in my truck and I watched, just for giggles, right? Just for giggles, I watched, and she hesitated, and then she did it anyway. She hesitated, and I said, she don't want to be rude. You know what happens when sometimes when you're rude and you're dealing with someone with um, uh, ego issues or low self-esteem or insecurities, then they start cursing you out, call y'all kind of bitches and hoes, and you ain't this and you ain't that. She was giving that vibe to me, like she just wanted to get rid of him because she didn't know how. She didn't know how to be impolite. And I don't know what she put in his phone, but she put something in it. So that's the same or similar type of situation, right? So I just want you to know it's okay to be impolite. It's okay to give wrong numbers. It's okay to do all those things. So you can, be free, save your own life, right? So you can live to tell the story. So there you go. That's what we're talking about today. It's okay to be impolite, and we understand it's not the same as being nasty and all that kind of stuff. So really, that's it. I want to just end that right there. So my name is Angela M. Odom. I'm a nice lady, really. I'm a nice lady, but I'm okay with being impolite when people make me feel uncomfortable, and sometimes when I just don't want to be nice to you, right? I don't want to give you my time, so I'm not going to talk to people I don't want to talk to. I don't answer questions that I don't want to answer, right? I don't. I just don't. Um, so just you just do what you want with that, and I want you to just be able to, like Melinda said, I want you to be able to live to tell the story. You can also the next day apologize if you're like over the top, right? But just know that people are being sexually harassed and sexually assaulted. Um, it's just crazy, right? In um, every sector of our society, especially these little girls, these little boys, right? And they we're teaching them to be nice and be kind. So we gotta just cut that crap out, right? Allow them to have discernment and listen. There you go. So what I'm doing over the next 12 months is totally different, right? Totally different. I was on a rant. I'm on a rant a lot, but anyway, um, what I'm working on over the next 12 months because of that Colorado experience with Girl Trek, TREK, where we went to the Rocky Mountains for 3 days on Labor Day weekend to focus on our health, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial health. And that was beautiful, right? And so one of the things I walked away with was um, over the next 12 months, because I'm committed to go back, right? Over the next 12 months, me personally, and I invite you to join me, is to work on one skill, right? Over the next 12 months, just one skill, one attribute over the next 12 months, one relationship over the next 12 months, and one goal over the next 12 months. All four of these things separately, they could be aligned and it could not be, right? Because we're all working towards more than one thing, right? But one relationship, one goal, one attribute, and one skill over the next 12 months. So that's what I would invite you to do. And you're like, I got all these things I want to do. I have all these skills I need to at least assess, and work towards. All these attributes. I say just pick one. one skill, one attribute, one relationship, one goal. In addition to that, we're all going to work on our communication skills. So that's not just skill. We're going to work on communication skills over the next 12 months because we need that, right? All of us need to improve upon our communication skills, whether it's verbal or nonverbal, or whether it's in writing or not, right? So we'll take a deep dive into that, all of those 4 areas. And then 5, of course, is anonymous. Everybody's doing communication, right? Because wherever you are, wherever you are, however good you are at all of these things, however magnificent you might be, we all need to work on our communication skills. And there is one skill, in addition to that, that you need to improve upon, right? It's an attribute that is significantly going to benefit you in a relationship that that you want to grow and nurture, and then in one goal, whatever that might be, something that you could assess over time. And imagine what that's going to look like um, in Labor Day weekend of 2023. Imagine what that's going to look like. Imagine the person, like that person that 2023 is going to say, thank you. Thank you for putting in the work. Thank you for carving out time to improve, personal development, professional development, right? And so for the month of September, what I'm asking you to do for the month of September, what I'm asking you to do, and what I'm doing, is like I'm clearing out stuff. I'm clearing off clutter. I'm making space in my day-to-day life to actually uh, identify the skill, the attribute, the relationship, and the goals, right? And my communications, what am I doing with that? So I'm carving out time to think, right? I'm looking at how I spend time, who I spend time with, who I allow to have access to me, and like I'm putting distance. Like I I'm not the type of person that's gonna break up like in the demonstrative way, like I have. So I'm just telling you, you don't have to just go announce, hey, I don't have time for the rest of y'all. I'm working on this. I would actually implore you not to share with all these different folks. Yeah, I'm working on this skill, this attribute, this relationship, this goal. It's none of their business, right? It's none of their business. It's none of their business. So that's what we're doing over the next 12 months. Um, all right. So there you go. So with that said, you all have an amazing day. This is the Better You Leadership Podcast. I want you to go like they're all there. This podcast is streaming on all the different platforms. So pick one and go there and make sure you subscribe. And I don't want to hear this foolishness. I don't want to see this foolishness like for the ratings. Go ahead and give it a 5 rating. 5, 5, 5. Not 4, not 3, not 2, not 1. In the comments, make them positive, right? So that more people will have, become aware of the Better You Leadership Podcast. If you put any of these tips, techniques, or tactics in place, then you are going to be a more effective leader. You're going to lead with more confidence. Guaranteed. All right, that's it. You all have an amazing day, and may the good Lord continue to bless each one of you. Take care.